Welcome to my channel Urmisha World, and today's video is on the list. This is one of the data type used for the sequence of data. So let's explore this data type. So list is used when you have multiple items for a single variable. So far we saw like a variable can store a one value in it in any data type, numeric, could be string, could be boolean, anything, right? But now, if I want to have a variable where n number of datas or n number of values has to be there within it. So in that case, we can think of list where multiple can be stored in a single variable. The way to assign the list is just simply a square bracket. So any box bracket within it, you can give all your values which are there and you can define your list. And this list are in specific order. Once you have placed any order in which it has been defined, you cannot change the order. You can add, definitely it is changeable, but orders cannot be. It always has to be in the same sequence. You can allow duplicates as well. So let's see with an example here. So as you can see here, I have defined three of those lists where one is string, another one is numeric, and the third one is in the Boolean. So you can have such list. Anything could be possible. So the point is the string, the values itself are been defined within the double quotes separated by comma, and it's there in the box bracket. That is how this list one is. List two with the numbers, so without the double quotes, but you can assign comma is to define that these are the values within it, separated individual values. Now number three is boolean, which is again. So this is how, let's run this cell, and now let me call any one list. Let's say I want list 3, and now run this cell. So you can see these values are there within the box. So easily anybody can define, okay, this is there within the group of values, the sequence of values are there, but they have been enrolled within the square bracket, or you can say the box bracket, then such as a list. You can have the combination of this as well, okay? As here is not just one particular data type, it is a combination actually, boolean, numeric, even the string. Now run this cell, you can have this list. So the list is like, it's not an array. First of all, array is for the same data type. So, but this is called the heterogeneous form of an array where you can have different values within your list. Okay. So that is about the basic understanding of list is. Let's say I want to remove any list from this. I want to remove a specific, let's say this mail at the end. So for that, simply just have to write list one dot remove what? I want to remove this mail. Okay. And now run this cell. Here I'll call list one, and now you can see the mail has been removed. So from anywhere, from any place, you can remove any value specific items from your list. So that is what it's changeable. You can have a duplicate value. So let's see duplicates as well, because we did not define that. So here in the list too, um, I'll copy this whole thing, and let me take into consideration that let's say from this there's 5, I want 5, multiple times I gave it 5, and now run this cell, um, list 2, and you can have this 5 those multiple times. No change in the order, it's same as it is, exact ditto. Okay, so this is about the list. Now we'll see how you can join to list, how you can append that, how you can do some operations. One more point that this list is being, you can access this list, okay, anytime, but the index value starts from 0. So if I say I want to have the number one value of this list too, and say, so you have to mention here 0 and now run this cell, you can have the first value itself. If I say something, let's say I want the third value, the seventh, so if you define this is number one, which is actually 0 1 2, so the index number here comes for the seventh. If you want to gain this third value and run this, you will have the seventh. So that's how you can access your list. Now let's say I want to know the uh, type of this list, or what is there. Let's say run this list 3, because sorry list 1 is very interesting, which is the combination. Run this cell, you will have something as a list. Now if I write list and let's say list 2, run the cell, you'll get a list. So the point is, if you want to know the data type of that variable, then you will have the type as a list. Then you must be wondering that but the value within it, what you, how you can define. So that is the data type, the data type of that variable. So within that you can explore in a different way. But the point here, if you want to know that what this variable type is, you can define simply with this type, which we have already covered in our simple variable, where the single value has been assigned to that variable. Now let me get the length of the variable. Let's say if I want to know what is the length of the variable, then simply just write length, call this function, and pass that variable, the list variable, I would say. I would now define this as a list variable instead of simply saying a variable, and give it this to, you can see there is these many values. Just let's count it for just for our confirmation. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. You must be having 10 values as the length. So that's how the length is giving you the list too. So how many number of how many total values are there within your list variable, so that's what this length is going to give you. In the list you have a kind of, let's say I want to change the specific value of the of this list variable. Let's say this list one, this list one, let me run this. This is what the list one is, and now I want to change this ABC as an, let's say, a name mark. So list 1, and what is the index of this would be 0, because that's the first value. And now that is equal to, um, as we have defined, mark. Okay, and now call this list 1. So this is how you can change the value of the list variable. Now you must be wondering that I want to change the specific, not just a specific, let's say in a something in a group. So if I say the list 3, um, then let me run this. You'll have this value. Let's say I want the these first and the third one, this has to be in false and this one is in true, or let's say this last two has to be in the true itself. Then how I can change which is there in the range? So here comes a picture of slicing. So let me write here list 3, call this list variable, and as you know the first index number is 0, this is 1 and this is 2. So here I will define within this box bracket 1 is to 3. The point is this last is always been excluded, so 1 and 2. For that, let me write here the value has to be true. Okay, simply just give it, and now try this list 3. Oops. So here I will write here true and true, because that and has to be in the box bracket. And now run this cell, you can see this true. So the point is, whichever the position you want to change, you can change, let's say in a whole sum, for a few of the slice, you can do it. And you need to pass when there is more than once, then you need to assign again a list, and within that you can do so. So this is what how you can change the values or group of values. Now let's understand how you can add the item in the list. Let's say I want to just add one value with the list in our uh, this first list, which was on this fruit. So I will call here list one, and this one is on fruits. Let's say I want to add here a kiwi in the end. So I'll simply give list one dot. There is a command called append, and within the parenthesis just write what value you want to insert here. So I'll write, let's say, kiwi, and now get the list one here. So you can see the kiwi has been added at the end. So anything you want to add the item, but something in the end. So the value is to be at the end. Okay, at the end. A value, I mean item at the end. So if you want to do something at the end, then you should use append, which is a single value. Okay. Now let's say I want to insert on some specific position. Let's say I want to insert on them specific position, then write insert. There is a word itself, say insert, and within this, now in what position you want to insert. I want to insert, let's say, mango here, and on the position here in the two. Okay, after this I want to add here in the second position. So I'll give it as in second means first position, and now write mango. Okay, now list one, run this cell. You can have the second position is mango. This one number is actually the index number. So using this insert command, you have to specify in what index you want to insert. So I shown you, if you want to add an item in the end, you can use append. If you want to insert on specific location in between, in anywhere, you can go with the insert. But this is a single value I'm saying. But let's say if I want to add a few more, there is a one more a big list. Let's say I have list 4, and it's been defined as which are the other fruits. Let's say strawberry, strawberry. Okay, then comes which are others, guava. Let's say just two of them at least. Okay, let me add one more pineapple. If I have this list for, and on now I want to add here the list for in list one. Okay, list one dot extend, and give here list 4, and now call this list one, run the cell. Now you can have the strawberry, guava, and pineapple being added. So this is what the power of list and their extended function, that you can have your list to be append at the end. The whole list you can have here. So this has been defined in a single list. So mostly these questions comes in the part of interviews where programmers definitely have to face this question, that how you can add, how you can delete, or sometimes when you have two lists, and how you can join them, how you can add without with it just within a one list. So these are the specific questions, so you need your ground, your basic understanding of this concepts is required. Now, as we have this whole list, now I want to sort this list in a specific term. So, keep in mind that whenever there is a categorical variable, it's always going to be sort on the basis of the alphabets. And if it's a numeric, then definitely in the numbers. So, let's see. So, I will write here simply list one dot sort, and parenthesis, and now call this list one. Run the cell. you will see this apple, banana, cherry, guava, kiwi, mango, pineapple, strawberry. So all these are being arranged in the form of list. But let's say I want to reverse the order of this. I don't want something in an ascending, I want something in a descending order. Then reverse is equal to true, and now run the cell again. You will see the strawberry is coming at the top. So the point is, this is all about the concept that simple just calling a function and give it whether it is reverse or not. So by default it will consider it as an ascending order. If you give reverse is equal to true, which means descending order. And here the descending are in the terms of the uh, alphabets from A to Z, and this is what the sorting is. So guys, I hope you like this video. If you really like, then do like, share and subscribe to my channel. And yes, there are a lot of list methods. So in the next video we will see what are those list methods that you can use. I will share which are the most important one, and really useful when you do your um, data manipulation and data analysis. I would say this is all about how you analyze your data, and for all these steps it's always required. So catch you on the next video, and stay tuned with the this whole series. I'm pretty sure by end of this series you will learn lots and lots of concepts, and you can start building your own modules. Even you can have your own library, and you can have your own you can start having writing the applications. So yes, see you on the next video. Till then, happy learning.